Pink Diamond Allen Iverson is out now in MyTeam. Pick up the latest 20th anniversary pack featuring NBA 2K's first cover athlete. And get ready for the MyTeam Unlimited qualification game day this Saturday.
I'm Trey Young, and you're watching 2K TV.
Shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 7, Jalen Brown. Starting at power forward, standing 6'8", number 0, Jason Tatum. The big man, 6 feet 10 inches, number 42, Al Horford.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. It's Houston taking on Boston. Tip-off goes to Houston. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Olajuwon, Rip Hamilton out there with Durant. And it's LeBron James, and it's Davis at the 4. And Durant sends it back.
Well, Kevin Durant is playing spectacular defense, and it sets the tone for the entire team.
Houston on D. Horford with a screen on LeBron. Here's Hayward.
Oh, tight defense there. Olajuwon's like a big cat, the combination of elite speed and power.
Doris, great to see Gordon Hayward out there fully recovered from his injury.
Well, you know, Kev, after watching that injury happen, you had to wonder if he'd ever play again. So how wonderful to see Gordon Hayward just step between the lines and compete.
Here is Hayward, following the basket by LeBron James. No good with the elbow jumper.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
The pass to Olajuwon. In the corner, it's James. Outside Durant, clock at 6. Davis with a screen on Brown. Durant just inside the line, and against the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
Boy, Kevin Durant just masterful using screens, understands how to rub the defender off and get an easy opportunity.
Back to Irving. Hakeem Olajuwon grabs the rebound. And Davis, here we go. Here's James, and James throws it down.
Well, there are certain physical advantages brought to the table by LeBron James, and that's one of them right there, Kev.
Here's Irving. From down in the low post, it goes.
They needed that. Just 1 for 5 to start this ball game.
Davis with a screen on Brown. Here's Durant, and the jam by Kevin Durant.
Well, there's an innate sense of how to play the game when we're talking Kevin Durant. The pick and roll has become second nature to him.
Irving kicks to Horford. Pick by Horford. Tatum passes to Hayward. Tatum with a screen on LeBron. Brown outside. From about 19 feet, and the shot is long. Houston leading by 6. Here's James. Hayward grabs the board.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
Tatum's shot is off. 1:06 left to play in the first quarter. Here's James. Hayward with some nice D. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And so here is Houston. James, the pass to Olajuwon. Irving against Hamilton. Olajuwon with a screen on Irving. Here's Hamilton. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Horford.
And Hamilton just constantly working his tail off. Excels shooting it from mid-range. Just always on the move, constantly working off screen.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Jason Tatum. Morris comes in for Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart's checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Rozier in for Irving. Houston with a big group substitution here. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Olajuwon. Johnson comes in for Anthony Davis. Pippen's checked in for James. That's Bryant in for Kevin Durant. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And the Celtics with possession here. Smart against Kobe. Smart kicks to Morris. Shoots over Pippen. Morris with the bucket.
Well, just so good at taking advantage of the mid-range. Marcus Morris feels comfortable in that area.
Here's Pippen. Another miss by Houston. From deep. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Houston leads by 6. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
Boston trails by 6. They've got Smart. Horford is out there with Morris. Then it's Aaron Baines, and it's Rozier in at the 1 spot. That's the Boston 5. Now here is Morris. And it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Bryant. Morris a screen. Shot clock at 6. Here's Smart. From outside, off the mark. Houston leading by 6. Pippen kicks to Johnson. Over Horford. Rebounded by Smart.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
Knocked away. Passes it to Baines. Smart on the wing. Here's the screen. And it's Baines missing.
Boy, great job protecting the rim and turning an easy layup into a missed opportunity.
Bryant. Pippen against Morris. Cousins with a screen on Morris. Here's Pippen. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Pippen, simply put, one of the best small forwards of all time. A defensive powerhouse and a fearless scorer.
It's his first trip to the line. Robinson's checked in for Johnson. No good on the second free throw. Boston trails by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Robinson goes in, and as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball. Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. And here in the second, with about a minute and a half gone by, pass to Kobe. Screen by Cousins. Here's Bryant. Cousins trying to free himself up. Kobe's shot is off.
Yeah, coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Now here's Smart. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Morris a screen, just 4 to shoot. Rozier the pass to Morris. Over Robinson. It's rebounded by Houston. Outside, Kobe. Pass to Pippen. Back to Bryant. It's Robinson, top of the key. It's Curry outside. Another miss by Houston. Boston trails by 7. Smart kicks to Hayward. That shot misses. Nice D from Pippen. The drive by Cousins. Smart against Kobe. Cousins with a screen on Smart. Here's Kobe. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Clearly a foul.
Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First one falls for him. And some changes here for the Celtics. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Brown comes in for Marcus Smart. And Irving subbed in for Terry Rozier. Houston also making some changes. Anthony Davis is checked in for Robinson. James comes in for Pippen. And Jones subbed in for Steph Curry. Now, here is Irving. He kicks it to Tatum. Morris with a screen on Cousins. Nice ball movement by Boston. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Houston shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Richard Hamilton's checked in for Houston. And seeing Gordon Hayward out there, you have to be glad that he was able to recover the way he has from that devastating injury on opening night last season.
And I remember your call of the moment, Kevin. The whole NBA world just was shocked on that opening night. As bad as it looked, it seemed to be clean enough to where Hayward won't have any lasting issues with it. The rehab obviously wasn't easy, and I'm sure Hayward is just thankful that he's been able to come back completely from that injury.
Now here is Hamilton. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Jones against Morris. Jones the pass to Cousins. And a miss there on the try. And so that's the end of the first half. Houston on top, up 6. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Boston trails by 6. So on the floor for Houston. Olajuwon is out there with Anthony Davis. And it's Durant. Then there's Richard Hamilton. And it's LeBron in at the 3 slot.
Well, Kyrie Irving, if you're open, he will find you. This guy is a scorer, but he understands others have got to come along with him.
Davis sets a screen. James outside. Another shot. Rebound, Boston. Down low, here's Irving, and Durant sends it back.
And Durant isn't just a powerhouse on offense. He also has a great sense of timing to win the block shots.
You know, I think, guys, what's amazing to me is LeBron has been in his prime for over a decade at this point. And we all kind of keep waiting for Father Time to catch up. But who knows when that's going to happen?
And Doris, normally players LeBron's age start to decline, but it isn't happening.
Yeah, Kev, I mean, LeBron said he wants to be the player to break the mold and dominate into his late 30s. Listen, he wants to play with his oldest son, so we'll see what happens.
Now Durant, after Jaylen Brown's three-pointer that didn't go. Shot clock at 5. Here's Olajuwon, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. And Houston leads by 7.
Well, after missing their first 3 shots, they finally get one to go in this half.
Irving kicks to Horford. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Here's Hayward, and Hayward at the stuff.
Pretty good quickness from the agile Gordon Hayward, effortlessly to the rim with that athleticism.
And Houston calls their first timeout of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Marcus Smart's checked in for Hayward. And it's Rozier in for Irving. Houston leading by 5. Curry passes to Kobe. Horford with the rebound.
You know, coming out of the break, you want a fast start. They go 1 for 5.
And there's the bucket from Tatum.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Houston now. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. They get it again. Johnson kicks to Curry. There's a screen by Robinson. Curry attacking, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Horford.
I think obviously one of Steph Curry's main attributes is he's not one-dimensional. I think critics want to say he's about the three-point shot. This guy can score from 3 levels.
And only about 60% from the line for the game. They shot it better in that first half. But have fallen apart here in the second half.
A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Here's Brown. He's off on that one. And it's Houston the other way. For three, Pippen. Another miss by Houston. Boston trails by 3. Tatum wide open. He fires one. And the shot no good. A bit short.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
To the paint. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Well, if he gets near the cup, Jason Tatum will leave, no doubt. Woohoo!
Bryant drives in and finish off by Bryant.
Well, everything starts with a great pass, right? That's really pretty.
Here's Rozier. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Kicks to Horford. Up top, Tatum. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, the former number 3 pick in the 2017 draft, Jason Tatum has been nothing short of amazing as a young gun in this league. What a star on the rise.
Celtics making a switch here. Morris is checked in. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Houston. Jones comes in for Steph Curry. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Tatum passes to Rozier. Johnson against Tatum. Picked by Horford. 6 to shoot. Free throw line jump shot. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Tatum.
Yeah, I think he was forcing too many shots in the first half. Now the game's coming to him.
And Brian, just a superb athlete. Terrific at just imposing his will on the defense on that drive.
Boston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he can't get the first one. He hits the 2nd from the line. Off the inbound pass. The shot, no good. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Now, Greg, he's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Houston leading by 5. Morris is out there with Horford. Then there's Irving. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Hayward in at the small forward position. That's the Boston 5. Count that bucket.
He's carried this team to this lead on his back, handling almost all the scoring duties.
Irving attacking. Here's Horford. The kick out to Irving. Fires from deep. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Outside Bryant. Cousins with a screen on Irving. Kobe dishes to Cousins, and he uses the glass on the layup. Cousins has got the lead up to 9 now for Houston.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Irving against Bryant. Shoots from the line, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
I love that Kyrie Irving doesn't settle for something on the perimeter. He goes right to the cup.
Irving against Kobe. Cousins with a screen on Irving. Here's Bryant.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
It's a beautiful jam.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure. There's the pass to Rozier. The kick out to Irving. Fires for 3. Another miss by Irving. Houston leading by 9. Now here's Jones. Davis with a screen on Rozier. Here's Jones. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Kobe Bryant.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. Picked by Horford. Irving kicks to Brown. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Picked by Horford. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off the screen. It's rebounded by Houston. Olajuwon's got 4 rebounds in this game. They get a hand on it. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. .132 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Horford with the screen on Hamilton. Irving kicks to Brown. Horford trying to free himself up. Count it, and the Houston lead's been cut to just 9 on the basket from Brown.
Well, don't you love the way Jalen... is squaring up in the mid-range. This guy's getting his feet under him. His pre-shot preparation outstanding.
Now, here is Irving. This is it to Brown. Durant sends it back, and he's able to get it back. And there's the bucket from Tatum. Here's Houston now. They've led by as many as 11 points. LeBron passes to Davis. James, that's a 2-pointer. Davis kicks to LeBron. That's in there. Davis with the assist. And Houston leads by 8.
It feels like that one could be the dagger. Not enough time to completely erase this deficit.
Well, Greg, it's going to be tough, that's for sure. A shot like that has to devastate the other team.
Takes it from 10. No good that time. Good D by Olajuwon. Durant against Brown. Outside Durant. Clock at 6. Picked by Olajuwon. Up off the screen. And then Durant with the jam.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
And the skills of Brown, not just a super athlete, but a tremendous floor general as well.
So Houston wins it. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Hart.
to be able to have my first no-catch set.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. It's Houston facing the Heat.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Houston, we've got Richard Hamilton. Anthony Davis is out there with Olajuwon. And it's Durant. And it's James in at the 3 slot. 5 on the clock. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. No good on the shot. So Houston will take it the other way. Durant with it, and it's Waiters picking him up. Olajuwon with a screen on Waiters. Here's Durant, and it's blocked by Whiteside. And they're able to recover. Olajuwon, the pass to Durant. Olajuwon with a screen on Waiters. Durant for 3, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And the way Durant gets his shot off, so quick, so effortless.
Got a piece of it. Whiteside dishes to Waiters. Pass to Johnson. Lays it up off the glass.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
And Dion Waiters, midway through last season, finally had season-ending surgery on his left ankle. He had been trying to manage that injury since the season prior.
Yeah, and ended up losing out on a bonus of over $1 million, which was contingent on him playing 70 games. His play had fallen off, though, so quite possible he needed that surgery even before he suffered the setback.
Here is Whiteside. Following the basket by LeBron James. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Count it. Whiteside's got his first points in this one. And here's Houston. The drive by James, and LeBron throws it down.
And James shows no mercy on his drives to the rim. Vicious at penetrating inside.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Goodrich is checked in for Houston. And so it's Houston with it. It's a 3-point game. 1:57 left here in the opening quarter. LeBron passes to Goodrich. Here's Olajuwon, and then Olajuwon with the dunk.
Such a graceful player. Hakeem is light off the ground there for that rebound, and then the skill to send that one home.
Dragic with it. Pass to Whiteside. Back to Dragic. Whiteside a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Richardson gets a wide open look, and he's good on the 3 ball. Richardson's got his first 3 points of the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Davis sets a screen. The drive by James. Durant for 3. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. A different look for Miami. Adebayo is checked in for Whiteside. Olynyk comes in for Johnson. And it's Justin Winslow in for Josh Richardson. And then for Houston, DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Olajuwon. And Wilkins subbed in for Kevin Durant. And it's Houston on the break. And it's Wilkins, that time on the assist by James.
Oh, fantastic. vision. I mean, Bron always cognizant of everyone around him.
Dragic dishes to Winslow. Over LeBron. Winslow's shot is off. Houston leading by 4. Davis kicks to Goodrich. Good on the triple.
Well, no matter what, he's always going to be one of the most dangerous men on the court.
And here are the Heat. Up top, Dragic. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Shot from 12. Another shot. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The Heat shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes both free throws. He got it up. And no good trying to get that one. And so the first quarter is in the books. Houston leads by 5. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebound.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
And so here is Houston, leading by 5. Winslow and Olynyk fill up the forward spots. Wayne Ellington is out there with Johnson, and it's Adebayo in at center. It's the group on the floor for Miami.
Yeah, and Wilkins always going to be one of the smallest guys on the court, but he does giant things when he's out there. Don't ask him to brag, though. He's as humble a man as you'll find.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And it's the Heat with the ball.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Adebayo kicks to Olynyk.
Who's watching here?
On the wing, Ellington. And the dunk by Olynyk.
He got with his trainer, he changed his diet, and he slimmed down. Olynyk. Now he's showing a little more explosiveness as a result.
Wilkins passes to Sprewell. Drills the three-pointer. Sprewell's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Johnson, the pass to Adebayo. Olynyk sets a screen for Winslow. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Houston shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The first one falls. Rodney McGruder's checked in for Miami. Both free throws good from Wilkins.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Well, you have to review your matchups, make sure you're maximizing the potential of each one.
To the middle. Here's Magruder, and he gets it to go. Magruder's got his first 2 points.
And that's how you set a screen. It takes the D right out of the equation.
Wilkins with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Cousins, good on the 13-footer. Cousins has got the lead up to 10 now for Houston.
His mid-range game shows how far Cousins has come. He's so much more than just the inside threat.
Johnson against Wilkins. Olynyk, a screen on Wilkins. Poke loose, 6 on the shot clock. And it's Houston on the break. Here's Helly, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Here's Johnson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. .146 left to play in the first half. Pass to Olynyk. There's a good screen. Three-pointer. And it's Magruder missing. Houston leading by 12. Ellie kicks to Garnett. And some nice passing there by Houston. Screen by Cousins. Here's Sprewell. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Sprewell's got 5.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
But yeah, I mean, you're already getting dogged out there. I mean, and now he's landing body blows.
Now here's Olynyk. The feed now to Johnson. The pass to Ellington. Here's Magruder. Screen by Olynyk. And it's Houston on the break. They get it back. Garnett outside. Passes it to Sprewell. Garnett, the screen. Clock is at 3. Sprewell, the pass to Garnett. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pass to Adebayo. He kicks it to Ellington. He's looking for Olynyk and finds him. No good again that time.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
And it's slammed in by Garnett.
And how fierce is Garnett down low? I mean, when he's close to the basket, he is aiming to make a statement.
He can't get that one to fall. And so it's Houston with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We return now to Miami, where you can see all the action happening on Ocean Drive, right on the beachfront. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Houston leading by 18, so on the floor for Houston. They've got LeBron James, Rip Hamilton out there with Durant. Then it's Anthony Davis, and it's Olajuwon in at the center, filling out the middle. And it's the Heat with the ball. And Greg, what else is there to say about LeBron, one of the best to ever play the game?
I mean, he's been the face of the league for so long, and he's done a tremendous justice to that title. Has always played with so many expectations and really has met every single one of them. It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to see a guy like LeBron in the NBA, and he's truly been a generational talent.
This was not what they had in mind coming out of the locker room at halftime. 4 shots so far and nothing to show for it.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Dragic. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you spend all that time in the locker room trying to get mentally prepared. Then you come out, you give up that? Nah.
Richardson against James. Inside. Elijah, no good. Miami trails by 20. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Whiteside, a screen on Hamilton. Here's Dragic. Here's Whiteside, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Whiteside's got his second basket.
Yeah, and the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity. All the officials are all over that one.
Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The Heat making a switch here. Winslow's checked in. Houston also making some changes. West is checked in for Elijah, and it's Goodrich in for Hamilton.
Oh, you love how effortless James makes this game look. Everything comes easy to him.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately is really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke. Right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
Two minutes into the second half of play now. Dragic against Goodrich. And David West gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And so here is Miami. It's stolen by Davis.
Intelligent defense. He reads the play. Gets himself in the perfect position to come up with the steal.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Yeah, and while he's taking off, no one on the other side reacts. They give up the easy points.
Dragic against Goodrich. And it's Dragic off the drive, and he banks in the layup. Dragic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
I mean, this D is a joke. It's way too passive. They got to get a body on him, and he's on his way to the bucket.
His ability to create is a big part of what makes LeBron so effective. There's no way to defend him in the open floor.
For Houston, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6. And that one falls for Davis. Here's Miami now. 1:25 left in the third. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Winslow is screen on Davis. Whiteside a screen. Here's Dragic. No good there off the double clutch.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
Davis with a screen on Winslow. The dive for the ball. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. .102 left in the third. Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. On the wing, Winslow. Here's Whiteside. And Davis pulls it down.
He's the key if they're going to make a run. He's been way off this quarter.
Tries it from the top of the key. That one wide left.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
And Waiters kicks to Dragic. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Whiteside a screen on Goodrich. To the inside. And it's Whiteside. That time on the assist from Dragic. And that's now 6 points for Hassan Whiteside. Pass to Goodrich. Outside, Davis. He feeds it to Cousins, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
That's where Cousins is most dangerous, and letting him go to work inside is something they're always trying to make happen.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Houston on top, running away. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Josh Richardson out there with Winslow. Then there's Whiteside. Then there's Dragic. And it's Magruder in at the shooting guard position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here's Davis. At the top of the key, Cousins. The tray. And another three for Houston.
Oh, he's one of the best passing fives in the game. I mean, think about this. Cousins doesn't get enough credit for being unselfish on the floor.
Whiteside sets the pick for Dragic. To the inside, and the jam by Whiteside.
And he's just always an easy target on the alley-oop. With Whiteside's size and wingspan, it's just a matter of putting the ball up there where only he can go get it.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Sprewell, the pass to Cousins. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Here's Dragic. And the layup's good off the glass.
The switch flipped for him at halftime. Not a single point in the first half. All of a sudden, he's come alive.
Here's Wilkins. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Timeout called the Heat.
Guard it.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
A different look for Miami. Cam Adebayo's checked in for Whiteside. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Winslow. And Ellington is subbed in for Rodney Magruder. Here's Adebayo. He's guarded by Olajuwon. Richardson against James. Shot clock at 6. There's Dragic with the 3. It's rebounded by Houston. Davis has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Hamilton outside. Davis sets a screen. Now here is Hamilton. Davis sets a screen. Shot off the screen. It's hauled in by the Heat. And here is Ellington. Kicks to Dragic. Here's the screen. Off target from outside. Dragic has gone 3 of 10 shooting so far, only 30%. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Davis with a screen on Dragic. Here's Goodrich. That's tipped.
Oh, and he's the rare player with a shorter arm span than his height. I mean, Olynyk is still going to get his share of blocks. He gets the shot he was looking for, and he just can't bury it.
13 feet away. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
Yeah, no, almost any player left that wide open is going to bury that shot. This is the league. That's poor defensive work.
Kicked by Olajuwon and stolen by Ellington. And stolen by Goodrich. Here's Davis. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is off. And some changes here for the Heat. Justice Winslow, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Rodney Magruder comes in for Richardson. And it's Johnson in for Goran Dragic. And then for Houston, West is checked in for Olajuwon. Posey comes in for LeBron. And Kevin Durant subbed in for Goodrich.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Oh, yeah, this is a nice run here, but too little too late. And deep down, I think they know it.
Durant dishes to Davis. The pass to Hamilton. Davis with a screen on Johnson. Hamilton the pass to Davis. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
Johnson kicks to Adebayo. Here's Magruder. Posey covering. Clock at 6. There's the screen. Johnson goes in. That shot missing. So we see Houston taking the W here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA.